sort of, there's been, you must know because it's you, like sort of claims of you falsified or altered or changed data around stuff. What's that?
We did a public reaching out to anyone who's ever said try to do a refutal or rebuttal against the film to try to refute the facts. We will do a public online unedited debate with any of our doctors and anyone that tries to come out with the film about refuting any of the claims, because they're all completely sourced. If you go to whatthehealthfilm.com/facts page, go to the sources and facts, it's all there. And a few people said they would, and then when it came down to setting up a date, everyone denied. To this day, no one will publicly do a debate. It's all talk. And the big funny thing about all these things, when I was on Doctors, the show Doctors, when we went on there, they all try to get us, meaning Dr. Garth Davis, with facts, saying our facts are wrong. The facts that they were using was one, for example, an egg study was funded by the egg industry. So they're giving us facts that we're like, this is in the film. They're giving us studies that are funded by the animal agriculture industry, and they don't realize it. So these people, whether they know it or not, they're nutritionalists that are taught things that's filtered through this industry. Like, think about it. When you have an enemy, you don't fight them, you infiltrate. And so that's what they've done through the environmental organizations and through the health. Rather than fight the Diabetes Association, let's somehow, work with them somehow.
So it's interesting. In a sense, it's not an ethical or dietary or even ecological matter. It's an economic matter. There's economic interests vested in maintaining those industries in spite of health risks, in spite of ecological impact, in spite of cruelty. So each one of those arguments has to be diffused as it arises. That was one of the, I'm particularly disposed to believe, like if I hear oh yeah, that's because, it was funded by the egg industry or whatever. The eggs was like the thing that I didn't want to give up eggs. I didn't want to give up cheese. And in fact, to tell you the truth, in spite of all my claims to spirituality, it wasn't, I know that it's cruel. I saw that with my own eyes, that cow thing. It was only when I realised, oh man, the whole thing's a blag. We shouldn't be eating this stuff. The only reason that we're getting this information is because it's economically germane for them to be able to keep selling eggs and dairy products. And so you're saying when afterwards there was these various sources refuting, you're saying all of the information that's refuting it is sourced by, funded by, infiltrated by meat industry, dairy industry. There is no new, because when I think about it, I think who's funding those, who's funding tests and to refute that.
Exactly. Where's the money in refuting that eggs aren't good when our dairy isn't good, when it's like these billion meat, when it's $1 billion industry? Think about, I just was reminded, I think it was one of your podcasts, you were talking to someone and they're talking about back in the day, information was the truth was withheld by simply not giving out information. But the time we live in now, it's the exact opposite. Now they flood us with studies, flood us with information. It's the exact opposite. Yeah. And now we're confused. And we have this in the film. Now you're confused. Oh, I don't know what to do. I'm just going to go back. Well, we don't know. No one knows. I'm just going to go back to do what I'm doing.
Yeah, do what's easy and comfortable.
Yeah. And so when you think about it, they have the most powerful marketing agencies. They know what they're doing. And we have in the film where they're targeting at a young age, like the tobacco industry did. So it's so funny when people try to refute in the film, they don't realize that they're being taken. They don't realize that in a way they're puppets of this industry. And it's like, you gotta liberate yourself and see clarity that wow, I don't want anything to do with this, any part of it.